Before every season, NBA fans predict who's going to win awards around the league, and let's be honest, we're not always right. Even the analysts on TV get it wrong, so who should we ask to give us an accurate pick for the NBA slate of awards? Well, it's a technology-driven world, so in this video, we asked different AI chatbots from Google, Microsoft, and all over to predict the 2025 NBA awards. From MVP all the way to Clutch Player of the Year, here's what AI had to say. We'll start off with the MVP award because it's easily the best in the NBA, and here's what the computer had to say. Finishing third in the 2025 MVP race according to AI is the big man in Philadelphia, Joel Embiid. This makes complete sense because he won in 2023, and when it comes to talented players in the league, he's right up there. The things he could do at his height and weight should be illegal, and the only thing really holding him back is the new 65 game rule the NBA has. Last year, he only played in 39 regular season games, which is obviously not enough to win the MVP, so if he wants to have a chance, he's got to stay healthy. The runner-up in this upcoming MVP race is another familiar name, and that's Giannis Antetokounmpo. Picking Giannis to finish top 3 in the MVP race is almost a lock because in the past 6 years, he's finished in the top 3 on 4 different occasions. And as you guys know, he won the award back-to-back years in 2019-2020. He's coming off of an injury that made him miss the playoffs, but he's been a pretty healthy player throughout his career. So I have no doubt that he'll bounce back. And the player that AI chose to win the MVP award actually shocked me a lot. I'm kidding, they picked Nikola Jokic, and that's probably the safest bet out. He has won 3 out of the last 4 awards and has basically averaged a triple-double the past 2 seasons. I will say that voter fatigue might prevent him from winning this award again, but when you're talking about the best player in the league, he's always one of the names mentioned. Overall, I think AI did a pretty great job with this prediction, but honestly, it's a pretty easy award. To pick. Now let's talk about a different award that a lot of people know nothing about, and that's the Rookie of the Year. The reason I said no one knows about this is because the 2024 NBA draft class was considered by many to be the worst in basketball history. There was no consensus number 1 overall pick, and guys who were taken in the top 10 were a mystery to just about every NBA fan. So let's see what AI said. Finishing in third for this award is a player who was drafted 4th overall to the San Antonio Spurs, and that's Stephon Castle. Castle played at UConn last year, helping them win their 2nd championship in a row, which was a big reason why he was taken so high. He's a talented defender and good finisher at the rim, but he struggles with shooting, so we'll have to see how his rookie year pans out. The next player AI has in contention went 1st overall, and that's Zachary Rissache. Easily one of the least exciting 1st overall picks in recent memory, Rissache is a 6'9" forward who played in France last year. He impressed scouts with his ability to shoot and dribble, but NBA fans don't seem too excited about the start to his career. I think he'll be really solid, and with a Hawks team that needs other scorers besides Trae Young, he definitely has a chance to win the award. And the winner of the award in the eyes of AI will be Alex Sarr. He was drafted 2nd overall to the Wizards, and for most of the draft process, he was actually projected to go number 1. But then he didn't work out with the Hawks, and stuff got confusing, so in the end, he's with Washington. Sarr is a really talented defender, and his frame is NBA ready, standing at 7 foot and weighing in at 224 pounds. There's some questions regarding his jump shot and offense in general, but according to the chatbots, he's your 2025 Rookie of the Year. Let's transition to players that AI thinks are going to get better and talk about the Most Improved Player of the Year award. Last year's winner was Tyrese Maxey, so the question remains, who's going to improve enough to follow in his footsteps? The 3rd place finisher is projected to be Jonathan Kuminga, and I love this pick from the AI. Kuminga is entering his 4th year in the league, and last season we saw a huge jump in his production. He went from 10 points a game to 16, and his rebounding numbers are getting better as well. With Klay Thompson gone, there's going to be more opportunity to score, and I think this will help his case to be one of the most improved in the league. The 2nd place finisher for this award will be Evan Mobley for the computer, and I don't hate this prediction, but I don't love it. I really don't know how much further Mobley's offensive game could go, especially considering Jarrett Allen is still there, and all he does is clog the paint. Mobley's a phenomenal defender, and if his offense can develop, I definitely see him winning this award. But for right now, I'm going to lean towards him not finishing top 3 in this award race. And the winner for this award in 2025 is predicted to be Victor Wembanyama, and I really can't hate on that pick. It's going to be tough for him because he was already so good last year, but I could see Wemby making an alien-like jump that makes him the clear winner for this award. Last year, he was one of the best defenders in the league while averaging 21 points and 11 rebounds. If he can up his scoring average to over 27 points per game and grab some more rebounds, I really can't argue against him winning it. Wemby will be back for a future awards section, so make sure to keep watching. I figured we'd get this one out of the way since it's not really interesting, and that's the Executive of the Year. This is the guy who runs their team the best, and honestly, it's just about the teams who perform well. AI said that Brad Stevens, the GM of the Celtics, and Daryl Morey, the GM of the 76ers, will finish 2nd and 3rd, which I definitely think is possible. But the prediction for winner of the award had me scratching my head, and that's Rob Pelinka, GM for the Lakers. In the past couple of seasons, the Lakers have had pretty much the same team and it's gotten them nowhere. Last year they finished 8th in the Western Conference, and the year before that they finished 7th, and with no big additions to the squad. I'm not sure what AI is seeing here, unless they think Bronny James is going to be a superstar, which in that case I'm all for it and give the award to Pelinka. Anyways, let's move on to the guys who provide a spark off the bench. The 6th Man of the Year award is one of the most underrated in my opinion, because without a spark off the bench, a team cannot win a championship. And last year's winner was Naz Reid, who's an awesome player in this league, so let's see who AI has winning it this year. The 3rd spot belongs to Bogdan Bogdanovic, and I think it could happen, but I honestly think he'll start too many games to be eligible. The Hawks are in a rough spot where they aren't that bad to get guaranteed a top pick, but they aren't good enough to make the playoffs. So I do think he'll get some buckets. In the 2nd spot, they have the same guy who finished as the runner-up last year, and that's Malik Monk on the Kings. In my personal opinion, he should have won the award last year because not only did he average 15 points a game, he gave De'Aaron Fox some much-needed rest during their games last year, and it looks like he's going to be a top contender again in 2025. And the winner of the 2025 6th Man of the Year will be Austin Reeves according to the computer. If he ends up coming off of the bench enough games, I completely agree with this prediction, because Reeves is a dog who can do a ton on the court. You can tell he's a great player by the way LeBron trusted him years ago, and since then he's gotten better passing the ball and rebounding it. So I'm all for Reeves winning this award if he doesn't start enough games. For a team to run efficiently, they have to have a good coach, so the next award we're going to look at is Coach of the Year. I really like how they vote for this award because it's not always the coach of the best team in the league. They consider things like how much the team exceeded expectations and overall roster management, so let's see who AI has. Finishing in 3rd is the coach of the Miami Heat, Eric Spoelstra, and I completely agree. The Heat have consistently overachieved in the past couple of years, from going to the finals in 2020 as a 5th seed, to making the finals in 2023 again as an 8th seed. We've seen players like Max Strus and Gabe Vincent go from no-names to crucial NBA role players, and a lot has to do with Spo's system. Steve Kerr is the runner-up for this award, and I gotta disagree with the AI here. I'm not saying Kerr is a bad coach, I think he's one of the best in the league, but I don't think the Warriors have enough star power on the squad to compete in the West. That will reflect poorly on Kerr, so I disagree with the AI's ranking here. But for the winner of the award, there was a lot of Mark Daigneault selections, which would make him the back-to-back recipient of this award. I think it would definitely be tougher than last year since the expectations for the Thunder are way higher, but if OKC wins over 60 games and finishes first in the West again, why not? Voter fatigue shouldn't play a factor if the award 100% belongs to one candidate, and that could be the case this year. This next award you've probably been waiting for, and finally we're going to look at AI's picks for Defensive Player of the Year. One thing I wanted to say is Rudy Gobert isn't in the top 3 according to the internet, which I assume most of you love considering the slander he gets online. But finishing in 3rd for the 2025 Defensive Player of the Year is going to be Bam Adebayo. I'm honestly shocked he never won a DPOY because his versatility on defense and ability to block shots at a shorter height is out of this world. If I wanted to pick one defender for my NBA franchise, it would probably be Bam, because he's really switchable on the perimeter but doesn't have trouble with bigs underneath. Either way, I'm glad AI is recognizing him as one of the best defenders in the game. The runner-up prediction for this award was a little shocking to me because they have Jaren Jackson Jr. I know he won in 2023 and he's a great defender, but last year he didn't earn any defensive awards whatsoever. The Grizzlies were pretty bad without Ja Morant, which definitely played a factor, but to have him go from no defensive awards to 2nd in Defensive Player of the Year voting is a pretty big jump. And you probably guessed who AI has winning the award because I hinted at it earlier, but that's Victor Wembanyama. He finished 2nd in last year's voting as a rookie, so it would make complete sense if he ended up winning it this year. Last season, NBA fans petitioned for him to win the award because they thought Gobert didn't deserve it, which is actually an interesting debate. Let us know in the comments below who you think should have won it last year. This next prediction comes from one of the newer awards in the NBA, but honestly, I love it. Rewarding the clutchest player in the league should have been done years ago because it's so important. I don't think the clutch gene gets enough respect. Joel Embiid is the 3rd place finisher according to AI, and he gets a lot of hate from NBA fans, but this is accurate. The 76ers are always going to Embiid for late game buckets, and he usually delivers, so I like this pick. The 2nd clutch performer is Kevin Durant, and again, I like this pick. After last year's embarrassing playoff loss for the Suns, I really think KD is going to lock in this year, and he's going to try in a bunch of regular season games. He's a unicorn when it comes to scoring the ball, so late game the rock should only be going to him or Devin Booker. And the clutchest player in the league for 2025 according to AI will be Stephen Curry. Again, this is a pick I can get behind because even though I don't think the Warriors will be that good, Curry is going to get whatever buckets he wants. When it comes to late game situations, I don't expect the ball to be put in anybody else's hands, so he could definitely win the award. Those were the NBA's 2025 award winners according to AI, and honestly, they weren't too bad. Make sure to like the video and click on the screen for more basketball content.